What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Observing Actuality. My name is Harmonic. Today, we're going to switch gears a little bit. This is going to be what I call a raw reflection. Raw being an acronym for really applying the work. Because I don't want to give you any insight or information that I'm not personally using now or wouldn't use under specific circumstances. I want to make one of these for each one of my videos that it seems appropriate to make it for. This is going to be on insight number 1, which was thought. If you haven't seen my video number 1, maybe don't go check that out yet. Because, listen, that was my very first video, and that is raw. And I'm still getting this process down. I'm still polishing this. I'm a perfectionist. I'm sure that I'm going to go revisit that. It's still a good video, but I'm making strides, okay? So let's just jump right into this. How do I use the insight that I gave for video 1, which was thought? Well, let's look at the definition of thought. One of them is the action or process of thinking. Dramatic pause. That by itself provides a lot of insight, right? Because most of us can't separate ourselves from our stream of thought. And what we end up being is the place that we allow that stream to take us to. We end up performing in ways that we allow that stream to justify for us. And as the observer of our thoughts, as the awareness of our thoughts, that's not really who we are. It's just who we allow ourselves to be. Now, I used to be like that. I was obsessed with thinking about the worst case scenario and what I could do to prevent that, because somehow being prepared for it would make it easier to deal with. I'll give you a benign example. Let's say I wanted to take my girl out for dinner. That's an automatic forfeiture of like $70, and my budget was down to like $5. Like I did not have any wiggle room there. And so I would think like, okay, did I work enough in the last pay period to cover this expense without it affecting me this week? If I didn't, am I going to be able to go see her when I want to because I can't afford the extra gas? Am I going to be able to get that stuff out of the PlayStation store, that DLC that I wanted? Should I not get a drink and we both split an appetizer and we both split a dessert, and that way I can afford it? Should we get one big meal and then we can both get drinks but skip the dessert and get an appetizer still? But if I do that, I'm not going to be able to afford to give a good tip, and I want to give a good tip because I don't want to ask her to do it because I'm taking her to dinner. Like, I'm taking her. How am I going to ask her to pay? And then I don't want to look like I'm broke. Like, that's bogus as hell. Like, do I even want a dessert there? Does that even matter? We're going to Olive Garden. I don't like any desserts there. The one that I like is seasonal. Like, dude, it was nonstop. Always. I was that tone followed me. I was always in a tone of fear, of worry, of anxiety, of a deficit. I couldn't enjoy anything because I was like, if I was a little bigger, if I made a little more money, if my hair was a little longer, if I got those shoes I like, then I can enjoy this. But right now, I can't, and I gotta hold back. For some reason, I thought that would motivate me to get the things that I wanted more efficiently. But all it did is rob me of my joy in the moment. What a waste. Now, if I could go back to that guy that I was and give him a couple tips to transition more gracefully into the guy that I am today, I would tell him, learn to let go. And I would say, listen to Alan Watts. If you don't know who Alan Watts was, he was a philosopher. And I think that listening to someone that had such a strong understanding of the metaphysical, the unseen elements that interweave with the seen elements in the world that we do acknowledge, I think that would have expanded my thinking enough that I would have liberated myself from these loops. Yeah, that's what I want. Yeah. So now, my thinking pretty much works in 3 degrees. The first is the past. I'm really grateful for the challenges that I've had, the lessons that I've learned that I can take forward with me, the support that I've had, the darkness that my roots dig down into that I'm no longer afraid to explore, expose, or share. The second degree is today. I am really lucky. I live in a convenient age. Like, if I wanted to, I could travel to the other side of the planet in a day or so and never have to worry about sand in my shoes, bitter cold, terrible heat, flood, rain. Like, no real physical inconvenience other than waiting. I can touch a screen and be connected to millions of people or people that I care about, and they can see my face, hear my energy, like feel my voice. I don't have to write a letter and send it by horseback or carrier pigeon and wonder if it's ever going to get to the person that I sent it to in like 6 or 9 months. And I'm going to be in a completely different place mentally than I was when I wrote that. Like, it's a convenient time to be alive, right? And then the third thing is the future. I have some very ambitious goals. And before what I contribute to life reflects in what I can do with my life, I want to feel that spiritually. I want to feel that energetically. I want to feel that in my mind. Because in my philosophy, that's the most efficient way to get what you want anyway. Is to feel it, to believe it, to see it before you have it. And anyway, that sustains my new tone on life of appreciation, of gratitude, of joy. Because life, it's called the present for a reason. You have to be here to be aware to what you can give with what you're being given. There's always a transaction going on with you in life. And if you're not here, if you're somewhere else, you can't take advantage of that and you can't give what you want to give. Now, this isn't, I'm not perfect at this. By no means, I'm not perfect at this. And the goal here is not perfection, it's awareness. You can't progress, you can't evolve unless you understand and evaluate where you are, so you know how to get to where you want to be. Just the other day, I was stuck in a thought loop about something my friend said to me that I could not understand how she could think this about me. Like, what about my character gave you this conclusion? And it's not up to me to change people's minds, but I wanted to, and I was stuck. I want to, but I know I shouldn't. It makes no sense. I got stuck. Fortunately, a talk by Alan Watts came on my iPod while I'm driving around. Yes, I have an iPod. Yes, it's a classic. Yes, you're probably laughing at me. I don't care. He was talking about attachment, detachment, and getting stuck in compulsive behavior because we keep chasing after this illusion of what we think we want, and so we turn something fleeting or trivial or inconsequential into something that we're stuck in almost in a physical way. And that was enough for me to break my spell. That got me out of it. And hopefully I can take that lesson the next time that happens to me, because it probably will. I'm very cerebral. I can't stop thinking. It's a blessing and a curse. But I can use that tool next time, or for someone else that's in that same situation. I know that the world needs more than just a better relationship with itself. Individuals need more than just a better relationship with themselves for the world to change. But I also know that's a damn good start. That's raw. That's real. This is it. That's it. That's all I got. This isn't gonna be some long drawn out thing. I will do 2 more raw reflections before I transition into something else. The next one will be on shadow work, followed by joy. I'm sure the shadow work one will expose me, but that's the nature of shadow work. Thank you for joining me here today, sharing your time with me. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Our website will be up soon, and I will see you in the near future. Take care.